Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Lovely to see you again. No, it's just special being able to come together and see one another's faces, give a wave and think, yes, I have met that person. I know what they're like. I understand some of the things that are happening in their life. And then it just brings us closer together. There's something about, working in a group with people and you're sharing the same intention, sharing the interest in yoga, sharing that intention to take care of your personal well-being, your personal development. So that's what our class is about. As I said, we're going to begin lying on the floor. We'll leave our invocation to last thing today. So roll up your mat very tightly, but just a little way so that you have a narrow cylinder, or you could use a towel rolled up very tightly. So what we're going to do is place the end of the cylinder in your middle back. That is opposite the end of your breastbone. So if you're wearing a bra, underneath the bra strap at the back. So one end is positioned right there in the middle of your thoracic spine, T7 or 8 or so, and then the rest supporting your neck and head. So make your way to lie down on your cylinder. So thinking, where is the end of my breastbone? Where's that bra strap go? If you're wearing a bra, then wriggle to position. Drop. End of it, not in lower back, but middle thoracic spine, opposite the end of your breastbone. Take a few breaths there. We're focusing this way this morning with a view to freeing up the movement of the shoulders and the upper back, especially in downward facing dog, to give us a sense of a feeling of free movement, spaciousness, opening up the chest in downward facing dog. Slow down your breathing. Each breath smooth and long. And then I'm going to straighten out one leg. So one foot is flat and the other leg stretched out. Probably just the heel on the floor. Maybe the calf is touching lightly. And we're going to gently push into the flat foot. So the whole body sort of bounces towards the head. And just slow movements, pushing into the foot, which is flat on the floor, the one with the bent knee, pushing and then releasing. And the other leg is doing nothing. Pushing into that flat foot and releasing. And notice the sensations. What's happening in the pelvis? What's happening in your lumbar region? Notice how the whole body, the whole trunk shifts a little sort of forward propulsion and then resumes. So just a gentle pulsing, pushing and letting go. And do some more, but slower. Slow right down. Just feeling, sensing what is happening in your, right up towards your shoulder blades, maybe higher, with this slow pulsing. Then pause and just sink back down. So once again, my shoulder blades are dropping either side of the cylinder of the mat. And then we'll resume some movement, but this time keep the leg which is bent still, not doing anything, and initiate movement from the leg which is stretched out along the floor, the straight leg. So that same pulsing, propelling and massaging. So the bent leg is quiet and the movement is being initiated from the pulsing of the extended leg, the leg which is out straight. And slow right down, giving you time to do fine, sensitive observations. Notice what you feel across the pelvis, the movements in the lumbar. What do you feel around your shoulder blades, middle back? And then let it go. Bend both knees and take your feet wide so your knees are leaning in and stacking up against one another. And then we're just going to gently move ourselves off the cylinder, but leave it there because we're going to go back there. So lie flat on your back for a moment and just feel what you feel. So now that you're restored to your normal posture lying flat on the floor, just observe how your back feels, how your spine, your lumbar, shoulders. And then we're going to go back and take the strap with us. So I hope you have your strap handy. Grab your strap if you haven't. So once again, I'm going to position my middle of my thoracic spine, that is more or less under your bra strap, on the end of the cylinder. Knees are bent, and I have my strap handy. So last week we did a little bit of work on the individual segments of our spine, and we're continuing with that focus. So positioning yourself with that end of the cylinder under T7, T8, just opposite the end of your breastbone. And I've folded up my strap so it doesn't annoy me, and I'm going to raise it overhead. Well, we'll just get it into quarters. That'll be a good length. So what we're going to do is hold the strap and gently take the arms overhead with the breath. So strap is shoulder width apart, hands are shoulder width apart, and inhale, lift your arms up and just let them travel back as far as they will go. Just being cautious if you've had surgery. So inhale, arms are straight, lifting up and dropping back with that support under the spine, coming back down in front. So inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling and then opening back behind the head. They may not touch the floor, that is perfectly fine. And then coming back down in front. Do that a few more times. So hopefully we're accessing this shoulder extension and flexion. So we inhale to the ceiling and then extend back and come up to the ceiling again and lower down. One more like that, but even more slowly. So observing the little movements around your shoulder blades. Is there a little snag somewhere? Is there like a pull that isn't quite free moving? And then release your arms down in front, let go of the strap, take a few breaths. And then roll to one side. Don't roll on your glasses. Roll over into child pose. We're finished with that cylinder. So if you want to spread out your mat, do that. So long spine, arms extended in front, head drop down, or supported on your fists. Take a few breaths there. And then we're going to do a lateral movement. So I like to take my knees wider and reach both arms a little towards the right. So now your torso is angled over to the right. Have a few breaths there. And then draw the arms back and angle arms to the left. A few breaths there. And then we'll move on to all fours. So bring your trunk up above your hips above knees, shoulders above wrists. Do some undulating. Inhale, looking forward, drawing your chest forward. And exhale, chin to chest, rounding the spine, lifting up through the lumbar and lengthening back towards the heels. Again, draw your trunk through. Inhale, lift the chin, look out to the front, shoulders are wide. And then chin to chest. Make your lumbar long, pulling up the abdomen and then stretching down towards the heels. And gradually make it smooth and sinuous. Just taking it at the pace that suits you. Drawing forward, chest wide. And then arching up like a cat. Even lifting up onto your fingertips, making a little tent with your hands as you sink back. So your palms are up off the floor, just your fingertips on the floor. See what that feels like. A few more, coming forward. And as you exhale, draw up the abdomen. Pick up your palms, press with the fingertips. So there's a little stretch over the top of the wrists. Dropping back into child pose. One more. Drawing forward. And feeling the sinuous snake-like movements in your spine. So all of those joints happily articulating together. Pause there. And then we'll move around, swing the legs out to come to a sitting position. So we'll sit for a while, just doing some more spine movements. So if you like to stretch your legs out in front or any other version of a seated position. And we'll move from side to side. So shoulders drop to one side and shoulders tilt to the other side. So as you lift up, lengthen and use axial extension. So from your sit bones right up to the top of your crown, your full length. And then exhale, tilt over. Inhale, upright and long. Exhale, tilt over. Inhale, upright and long. If you like to raise the outside arm, if that suits you, tipping to the side. And then inhale, upright and long. Exhale to the other side. Elbow high if you're adding the arm action. Back to the front, upright and long. And now bring your elbows together and palms together. We're going to undulate the thoracic spine and the neck. So inhale, lift up your chin, open the arms out, press the elbows back. So feel your rib cage lift up, your sternum lifts up, and then lower the chin, exhale, bring elbows and palms together, and your shoulder blades are drawn apart. Inhale, lift the chin, turn the hands out. Elbows go back, even behind the line of the trunk, a little. And then exhale, tuck the chin in, elbows pressed together, palms together. Keep going with the movement and allow the whole spine to undulate. So there's movement in the lumbar as well as thoracic spine and cervical, neck spine. And then let your arms rest down. Pause here in a seated position. We're going to use our wrists and our fingers. So elbows straight, hands in a fist, circle your fists around. Circling with elbows straight so as to bring a little stretch over the front of the wrist where there's a nerve that comes over the top, and we can sense that in a stretching sensation, and then reversing the circles. And then inhale, spread all your fingers, spread the palm open. Exhale, squeeze in a fist. Do some of those. Inhale and squeeze. Inhale, squeeze. Two more. Then interlock your fingers, not your usual habit. Change the pattern so the other hand's on top. And then wrist flossing. So rolling wrists and shoulders. Noticing if the movement feels smooth and comfortable, or is there a pull or a tightness, a restriction anywhere at all. Let go, shake your hands, give them a good old flick. And then we're going to flick each finger in turn. So little finger to thumb and flick, then ring fingers and flick. Working through each in turn. Do all that again. Flick, flick, all the way along each of your fingers. And a few little 5-finger jiggly movements. Then interlock and push your palms away in front. Pull the shoulders forward. And then drop the arms down, and we'll circle up overhead, interlace above and lengthen up. Drop the arms down, exhale, interlace once again. Exhale, push away in front of your chest. And drop the arms down, circle high overhead, interlace, lengthen up tall. Drop the arms down, exhale. One more time, interlace in front, and then push your palms outwards, chest level. And release and flick madly. So we've done a lot of preparation for spine, shoulders, hands to tackle a downward facing dog. So swing your legs around. Come onto your mat for downward facing dog. And to maximize the efficiency of carrying weight through your hands and wrists and shoulders, spread your palms, spread your fingers. So each finger is separate from the others. Thumbs wide. Take a breath in. Tuck your toes, elevate the hips up, and then exhale, bring the knees down. We're going to do that up and down a few times. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, chin to chest, raise the hips, press with the hands, press with the shoulders, head drops down between the arms, and then releasing knees back down to the floor. If you need to rest in between, perfectly fine. So we'll do this a few times. When you're ready, draw yourself forward like that cat stretch, breathing in position. Then tuck the toes, raise the hips, press with every finger, every part of your palm, long through the spine up to the sit bones, and then knees down, pause in child pose. If you're ready to do it again, take your own time and consider staying longer in the pose with that action of palm spread, fingers spread, raising the hips, press from your armpits, pelvis is high, and bend one knee, bend the other knee. Do that a few times. And move back down, knees to the floor, child pose or other resting position. Pause there. And then we'll make our way to stand. Some people might like to tackle our warrior pose in a chair. Let me show you how you might do that in a chair. So if we were to take rest in a chair, I would be sitting side on, and in the version with my right leg forward and left leg back, I'm getting the advantage of support through the chair, working the legs and hips, feeling safe and steady and grounded. So that may suit you best. So make sure that one hip, one thigh is totally supported on the chair, and the left leg back, and the left arm lifts. Or another option would be to simply hold on to the chair. So increasing your sense of safety. So choose whether you'll do your warrior one pose freestanding on the mat or with the help of a chair. It's up to you. We're going to have our right leg forward. Connect your focus to the muscles that are holding the legs strong. So I can feel my back leg, the left leg, in the thigh, in the buttock, and the soles of my feet, they're barefoot. My feet are bare to give a good grip, and the muscles in the soles of the feet, very active. And we take the right hand to the hip or holding onto the chair if you wish. Bend the front knee, reach the left arm up. You could add a lift of the head to look up to the ceiling to add to the feel of opening in the front, and then release that left arm down and straighten the right leg. Look to the floor and go again. Inhale, bending the front knee. If you're working on a chair, hold that chair firmly so that you feel safe and strong. And then straighten and release the arm down. Go again. Inhale. Looking up if you wish, or looking straight ahead. A few breaths here. Staying very grounded through the back leg and wide awake in the soles of your feet. And then release that left arm down, straighten, and take both hands behind your back, elbows. We're going to staying very symmetrical in your spine, left and right side traveling downwards slowly till you find yourself in a forward bend. Of course, holding onto the chair is another option. So you're laying your chest down towards the knee or keeping it parallel to the floor. A few breaths. And then release both fingers to the floor, both hands touching the floor. Take an extra moment to release your neck. So now that you have support under your hands, or maybe your hands are resting on your shin, release the neck. And then bend the front knee. We'll lift up the chest, come up again high, raise both arms into cactus arms, turn your palms outwards, open the chest. Focus your attention at the heart center. And then bring palms onto the heart, straighten, step up with the back foot. Shake out and loosen. So we have a couple of options. Either sitting on a chair with your left thigh and sitting sideways, right leg back, so you're fully supported on the seat, or stepping forward with your left and holding on to the back of the chair. That's another option. So prepare for the second side in the pose. Taking good care of your safety. The left leg is the front leg. Firm up your anchors, your support through the hips, the thighs, soles of your feet. Take the left hand to the hip. Inhale, bend the left knee, raise the right arm. Look up if you wish. And then release that arm down, straighten the left leg. Look to the floor. Long in the neck. Again, inhale. Left leg bends. Right arm lifts. Feel the action around your shoulder blades. Sternum is lifted. And then release. Right arm back by your side. Chin to chest. Long in the back of the neck. And flowing forward once again. Raise your gaze if you wish. Hold for a few breaths. And tap into the sensations, the muscle contractions, the steadiness of your breath. A few more breaths. And then release that right arm down. Hold elbows behind the back. Firm the muscles around the hips. Keep it front straight before into Parsvottanasana. So maybe your back stays. And fold deeper You could take your hands down if that assists. And allow the whole weight of the head to gently open up the discs, the spaces between the vertebrae in the neck. So a deep forward bend. Take your hands down onto the floor or onto the shin. A few breaths. And then we'll begin to lift. So we'll take both arms up overhead. Left knee bent. A few breaths. And come into cactus arms, palms turning outwards, chest coming forward. And focus all your attention at the heart. And then release. Place both hands over your heart, front leg straight. Drop your chin, step up, shake out and loosen. Kati Chakrasan. Shall we try a balance? I'm going to have my chair handy. So if you're totally confident, go for it. I'm just feeling, well, a chair is reassuring and we can sort of advance gradually from the support of the chair. Standing on one leg, maybe toes of the, I'm standing on my right leg, but my left toes are on the floor and I have my hand on the back of the chair. And that gives me confidence to stand up tall and take arms wider. Maybe you still have support of the chair. I've got my forearm against the chair. I feel that's very reassuring. But I'm ready to take my left toes up off the floor. Steady there for a few breaths. Feeling that my heart is full. My heart is lifted. And then both feet come to the floor and hips are circling. Circle around, release, lower back. So pulling the hips under as you circle. Then I'll stand on the other side of my chair, ready to balance on the left. So starting with toes on the floor. And opening the arms wide, like the branches of a tree. Right now we're at the start of the autumn, a start of the leaves turning color, changing color for the autumn dress. Perhaps bring into your mind a tree that you've seen, those amazing Manchurian pears that change that deep burgundy color. My trident maple, leaves are turning yellow. There's sure to be a tree near you that you've observed. The trees are starting to decrease the flow of sap, to turn towards hibernation. Hold your balance for a few breaths. And then release the arms down, 2 feet on the floor. Circle the hips around. So pulling the pelvis, tucking under. place your hands over your lumbar while you do this. So feel the lengthening action as you make those big circles. And then change the direction. And stand with your hands on your hips and bend just one knee. So you tip to one side and straighten up, standing on two legs tall, and then bend the other knee. So there's a lurch and a lengthening. So straight and tall, 2 feet, and bend. I've got my left knee bent, so everything tips over. And then both legs straight and tall. Bend the right. And straight and tall. Then as you bend the left knee, take the left arm up. Stretch out through that whole left side. And bring the hands down to your hip again. Stand up straight and tall. Bend the right knee and reach up with the right arm. Breathe into that whole right side of your body. Let's do that again. So right hand on the hip. Bend the left knee and left arm reaches up. And while you have the arm elevated, turn the arm in the shoulder. So palm turns away and then rotates in the other direction. So rotate your arm forward and back while you've got it up there towards the sky. Rotate one way, rotate the other way. And then slowly bring that arm down, stand up straight and tall, relax your shoulders down. And then bend the right knee bends. Take the right arm up. Stretch up tall. Rotate. So not just your forearm, but the upper arm rotating so you feel it around your shoulder blade. So bring the shoulder forward and then rotate it back. So we can rotate only the forearm from the elbow, but we want to bring the shoulder forward so you feel width across your upper back, and then turn the whole arm, rotate the other way. Rotate one way, back the other way. And then lower the arm down, little shoulder shrug. Take a breath out, lift to shoulder level and lower the arms. Relax, give a shake. So let your hands and arms feel heavy while you shake down, all the while lifting up tall through the crown of your head. And again, inhale, lift to shoulder level, and exhale, bring your hands over the top of your heart. Elbows dropping, shoulders low. And then release the arms down and shake them out deliberately. So we're getting a feeling of more length across the upper trapezius. So no tension there. And again, inhale, lift to shoulder level. And then onto the heart, elbows low. Take a few breaths. Expand your heart as though your heart chakra is filled with energy. There's a nice quote from Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. I did a little bit more research about this philosopher. He passed away in 1955, so more recent than I thought previously. His quote about the heart I like. I'll read it for you. Love is a sacred reserve of energy. It's like the blood of spiritual evolution. So we're focusing a bit on energizing our heart to get that feeling of capacity to love, capacity to extend love, to accept the people that we love for what they are, and acknowledging their and our own human nature, human weaknesses, human strengths and capacities. And when we have love in our heart, it's like the blood of spiritual evolution. It's like the energy, the power force that enables our own personal development. Let's just do a few more breaths, focusing on the heart. So stand with your feet hip width apart. Stand up tall, bring your hands to rest over your heart space, over your heart chakra. Through last term, we talked a lot about the chakras and realized that the heart chakra, when we focus there and feel our capacity and energy at the heart chakra, then we have a strong idea of who we are and our values and our boundaries, our strengths, our weaknesses. You know, who I am, who am I? What is my path in life? What have I been put here on this earth to do? So just let your hands rest above the center of your chest. Full slow breaths. Feeling perhaps the warmth under your hands and the warmth of your hands traveling into the heart. And we'll do some great circle breaths. So inhale, raise the arms up, reach out, spread your warmth, your energy. Bend down to touch the earth. Contact the earth and gather earth energy, bring it up. Place the hands on the heart. Lift up tall. Go again. Inhale, lift. Spreading wide open. Feel the energy and the tingling in your hands as you come down, following the shape of your aura. Touch the earth. Lift energy up. Hands on your chest. Stand up tall. And feel yourself to be inside this glowing sphere of your biofield. Spreading out wide. Sending energy outwards. Touching the earth. Gathering additional energy. Bringing it up through the body. Place your hands over your heart. Stand up tall. And visualize someone in your life to whom you would like to give energy and love. So sending with their image in your mind, folding down, gathering again, stand up tall, rest above the heart. Take a breath here, hands on your chest. And next time, turn to the left. So inhale, raise the arms, turn your trunk to the left. So you're molding the shape of your aura, that biofield surrounding you, and draw energy from the earth upwards. And then turning to the right, maybe sensing the vibrancy, the color of your own aura, or the shimmering, the vitality, the feeling of being truly alive. Let your hands rest above your heart. Take a few breaths there. So as you breathe in, your chest lifting into the hands. The warmth of your hands transmitted into the heart. The warmth of your heart, hands. and then move down into Shavasana. So make your way carefully down or sit in a chair to take some relaxation. Settle in so that you feel symmetrical. So your weight even. Relax, soften downwards. Feel your whole physiology relaxing down into the floor. Not just your structure, but your energy systems, all the processes quieter. Feel the breath flowing. And slow your breath down to 6 seconds to inhale, 6 seconds to exhale. Or perhaps 5 and 5. Every breath is smooth. And your tongue is soft in the floor of the mouth. Your in-breath lasts 6 seconds. Your out-breath, 6 seconds or 5. Visualize a large empty space at your eyebrow center. Visualize empty space in your hands. Visualize empty space in your feet. Five or 6 seconds to inhale. Visualize breathing as though from your heart. Imagine that it's your heart that is breathing. And then visualize a beam of energy coming from the universe just for you, energizing your heart, bringing light and warmth and energy into your heart. So just in your mind's eye, imagine a little bolt of energy that is going to boost, really help your heart to thrive and open with warmth. And your tongue is soft in the floor of the mouth. And you're breathing as though from the heart. And send a beam of your heart energy out through the room, out towards somebody else, a particular person. Visualize in your mind's eye. See that person's face. Radiate your heart energy to that person. And then bring your beam of heart energy back inside. Tuck it back into your heart space safely. And continue to breathe 5 or 6 seconds for your inhalation. 5 or 6 seconds for your exhalation. And your tongue is soft. And you feel completely at ease. A sense of peace. Of well-being. It's time now to make your breath stronger. Take a little gentle movement. Do some stretching. If you're ready to come to sit, then do that. It's impossible to ignore the events that are going on in the world at present. And we're at such a distance from Europe and from the very difficult times the people there are experiencing. To me, I think we just have to continue doing our daily routine, our daily commitments with love. So we just keep on track, but with more awareness, more perhaps sensitivity, that we're just doing our best to maintain our connections and everything we do, even, the simplest domestic actions of our lives, preparing the dinner, washing the clothes. We do all that with focus and intention. And keep ourselves on track. We appreciate the connections in our lives. So if you're in a household with a partner or children, then those connections become really significant. So you don't have this feeling of drifting and being anxious and alone and struggling in the world, but having the feeling of having support with those people that you connect with close by. So here's another quote about love. This is from someone called Anne Landers. Love is friendship that has caught fire. I like that. And it takes me right back to the early days of my relationship with my husband a long time ago. Love is friendship that has caught fire. It is quiet understanding, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving. It's loyalty through the good and the bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. All of those things come into a long-term relationship. And our own capacity for love is like the real power, the blood, the life force of our spiritual evolution, according to Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. So I hope you felt that as long as you take care of your heart and your connections and operating through your day with significance and intention, that you can stay on an even keel despite upheavals elsewhere. So thank you for sharing our class. We'll meet again same time next week. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I'll end the recording, and if you like to stay and chat, then let's do that.